Good evening. Today is Tuesday, the 15th of June, 2021. I'd like to share with you a short piece by one of the giants of organ music of the 19th century, Louis James-Alfred Lefébure-Wély. He was born in 1817 and died in 1869. His father, Isaac Francois Antoine Lefébure-Wély, was also an organist, and he died around 1840. At the age of 14 or so, Louis succeeded his father as the organist of the Church of Saint-Roch in Paris, one of the rather fashionable churches of the city. He later succeeded to the Church of Madeleine and finally to Saint-Sulpice. Saint-Sulpice is the largest church in Paris after Notre Dame, and still today it is considered one of the premier places for organ music. Amongst his remarkable achievements was the fact that he provided the music for Chopin's funeral in 1849. His tastes were rather, shall we say, secular, and much of his music resembles opera music or light opera or operetta music, and his more so-called serious musicians of the period took him to task for not providing proper church music. We see this theme in the history of church music down through the ages. Bach was accused of doing outlandish things with hymns and writing music that was more suited to the theater than to the church, that there was too much influence of popular music on music used in church and all that. Anyway, Lefébure-Wély published in 1867, a few years before his death, a collection called The Modern Organist. It runs to about 150 pages, and some of the selections are quite lengthy. One called Pastoral Scene runs to about 250 bars and begins with a country dance, and then there's a storm that moves in and that dissipates for a while, and the singing returns, and then the storm comes back and there's a prayer, the storm goes away, the opening theme is return, and then a bird breaks into song and the piece ends quietly. I'd like to play for you one of the shorter pieces. This is an allegretto in F major, and it's rather charming. If you listen carefully, you'll hear the influence of popular music on the music composed by Lefébure-Wély. Many of his contemporaries and the generation after him were much more interested in medieval influences through Gregorian chant into church music, but we find very little of that in the music of Lefébure-Wély. Sorry, I had too much cake for Jackie Gerard's birthday today. So, verset in F major from the Modern Organist, allegretto in F major. I wish you a very pleasant evening.